All right, welcome back to day 5, and this is where we're going to cover step number 4, which is to recap from the very first video. Step 4 is you're going to allocate a portion of your investments into well-researched, high-reward plays using small amounts that you can risk. Over the past several years, I went through some very shady stock market manipulations by short sellers. I decided to learn, study, and implement a cash flow investing strategy. I became so focused on it that I pretty much ignored anything that could be considered even the least bit speculative. I wanted to only buy investments that I knew when I bought them what the return on investment would be. So I was only doing cash flow investing. Like everything I do, when I make up my mind, I get super hyper focused and often I can't see anything else. For a couple of hours per week, I help my wife out at our local nutrition club, whipping up high energy teas and healthy smoothies for our customers. When one of our regulars, Lance the landscaper, came in, I've known Lance for several years, great guy. He's been a regular and we're in the same entrepreneurial meetup group as well. I know based on conversations at Entrepreneurial Club that he's had some significant struggles in his landscaping business, mainly with employees. Attracting and keeping solid, hardworking, loyal workers in that business is very tough, and Lance was consistently feeling the same pain. We got into a conversation about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I was just starting to hear more and more about it. And Lance told me that he bought 10 Bitcoin back when it was $1,000 per coin. Okay? At that time of the convo, it was at $20,000. And quickly thereafter, it's jumped up to as much as 60,000, and today it's sitting at 58,000. Lance, the struggling landscaper, took $10,000 and turned it into over $580,000. Okay, I knew right then and there that I had to change my mindset. It was time to start going after some exponential returns. It was time to stop grinding out only small and predictable returns. I didn't rush out and just buy Bitcoin, at an all-time high. FOMO, or what's called fear of missing out, is a really terrible emotion for investors. It causes us to buy things when they're hitting peaks instead of buying them when they're on sale and everybody's afraid. So I started doing research and subscribed to some experts who study crypto and have been for years. I followed their suggestions, spread my allocation across multiple alternative coins. Altcoins are everything but Bitcoin, and was prepared to just hold for 5 to 10 years waiting for the altcoin market to really heat up. Well, I didn't have to wait for very long. Within a month, my portfolio was up well over 100%. Now, it's a very volatile asset, so it can swing quite a bit from even one day to the next. However, I don't care. It's a small percentage of my overall net worth, but it has a chance of growing exponentially. If all of my crypto suddenly goes to zero, which is highly unlikely, the greater chance actually is that it's hacked and stolen, then my cash flow producing investments will replace everything I put into crypto within a year. There are lots of plays in the stock market that we can use the same strategy to go for big gains. I can't say that I'm one for taking huge risks, but I'm going for what's called asymmetric gains, and I'd like you to consider this part of your strategy as well. Now, a symmetric bet is where you put in $100 and you're going for $5 to $10 type gains. This is typical for high cash value whole life insurance, real estate, mortgage-backed notes, mutual funds, which historically hit around maybe 6%. Symmetric bets overall tend to be safer, and typically there is not a huge risk to your capital. Now, I would argue the point that mutual funds for their average annual returns of just 6% are absolutely the riskiest of all of those available options, as they can drop 30% in value pretty quickly. Asymmetric bets are where you put in $1 and you're going for $100, even $1,000 type gains. Small bets that have a chance of going parabolic. These types of plays typically sound too good to be true for most people, so they don't even open up their mind to the possibilities that this can actually happen. I was definitely that guy, so I understand and can relate. My two biggest thoughts were, number one, those types of returns only happen for others that get lucky. And number two, I don't have the time, patience, or research abilities to sift through and analyze the thousands of potential asymmetric opportunities out there and somehow choose the right one. But here's the thing. You don't have to do the research. Spend the time and have the patience to analyze thousands of opportunities. There are really smart guys who do this every day, that spend all day, every day, looking at potential options, have huge research teams of 150 plus people, and then pass on that information to you. They have proven track records of being able to make picks that provide monstrous type gains. They have these 100-person research teams that do all the heavy lifting. These are what's called paid subscription models. Does every pick they make go parabolic? Of course not. But here's the thing, you don't need them to. So let's take a look at an example. Say you've been presented with 10 well-researched early stage companies that Wall Street hasn't recognized yet and haven't gone mainstream. You bet $1,000 on all 10 picks for a total of $10,000. After 5 years, 9 of them drop in half. These are viable companies, so it's not likely that they go bankrupt and simply drop to zero. More likely they would drop in value by a percentage. One of the 10 goes up 100 times to $100,000. So on your original $10,000 invested, you have a total value of $104,500 for a total return of 945% and an annualized return on investment of 59.89%. Now, being that the average mutual fund returns an actual annual return of around 5% historically, I'd say 59% is pretty decent. What's critical to the successful implementation of this strategy is the asset allocation model that I adamantly teach. You see, you've got your safe, steady, predictable returns from your whole life cash value insurance policy with its completely boring 4 to 6% return on investment, from your mortgage-backed notes with the safe and predictable 6 to 9%, from your real estate rental holdings that crank out 10 to 20% leveraged returns, your syndication investments that will hit 18 to 25%, along with private businesses that you own, private money loans, solid dividend-paying stocks, and even collectibles with various rates of return. With those solid income-producing assets in play, you can comfortably and aggressively take some swings for the fences with these asymmetric plays. What's important is that if you're following the 7-step strategic process, then you understand strategy over tactics. Strategy in any field trumps tactics. Imagine the US military going to war and randomly sending in troops and tanks and jet fighters without an overall strategic coordinated plan to guide them, simply because they have better tactics. Weaponry and highly skilled, trained fighters and superior technology are the tactics. No matter how superior the tactics, without a guided plan, we all know this would be a total disaster. The same thing applies to your financial plan. Know and understand your strategy, then tactics such as this will be one part of your overall efforts. Never risk your current lifestyle for a better one. When you follow my 7-step strategic plan, you won't ever get knocked out of the game. Sure, you may get stung a bit, but you'll recover quickly. I got to thank Lance for teaching me about exponential returns. I truly hope that you got a ton of value from my video series. I'd love to say good luck on your journey to building indestructible wealth, but it's not about luck. It's about your strategic plan. Make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button to destroy the YouTube algorithm, and share my YouTube channel. That way you can help all your friends and family create indestructible wealth. All my social medias are in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.